Hello, Brent with All Octane here, and in this video, I'm going to be opening up the brand new Hot Wheels Premium Diorama sets of a Mercedes, Porsche, and McLaren that is able to find on the pegs. So this one has the 1997 Porsche 911 GT1, the McLaren F1, the 1997 Mercedes-Benz CLK-GTR, and the Fleet Street hauler. Always double check what cars are listed, and you can also see which cars are supposed to be in the set on the back. So you have an idea, because sometimes people buy these things and return them with the wrong cars. So you never want to get stuck with one of those. You always want to have the correct car. So again, the box shows you on the back which vehicles are part of the set, and then you can double check those against what is actually in the package. I believe the Porsche is the first time we've seen this one as a premium, which is really exciting. We've seen, I think, the Mercedes as a premium before, and we've seen the McLaren as a premium before as well. However, this is not the McLaren F1 GTR. This is just simply the McLaren F1. Would it have been cool to have the GTR? Yeah, probably, considering both of these were the equivalent of that as well. I guess sort of the same. Yeah, sort of the same time frame. It's really, there's a lot to these sets. Thankfully, none of these have like any plastic, but I can guarantee you the looks can be deceiving on these sets with trying to do theft deterrent. And that is a good thing, right? We want it to be difficult to get these cars out of the package, because you have no idea how many times I go to a store and see these cars outside, like stolen. They're just, the cars are stolen. In this case, these ones are a little simpler because, again, they're all just rubber banded. I don't think the plastic bubbles really help either. I think people can get through with those. The wire bands used to be way more difficult to steal. Well, I mean, I didn't steal them, but what I'm saying is that to get the cars open and out of these packages, those wires that they used to run under each wheel, those are much more difficult. I wish they kind of did those, but I'm guessing for cost-effective reasons, they do not do that. So in this case, what I like to do is I like to take a device that I can use to go and just pull the car up a little bit and then slice all of the rubber bands. And then from there, I just like to try to gently pull out all of the pieces. It's normally a bunch of pieces, and sometimes stuff gets stuck up in there, but generally it's not too bad. Wow, that wheel spins quite well. Let's try to get that one. You can see a little bit there hanging out. Well, I'll work on that later. I'll try to pull the majority of these ones out. There we go. So here's a McLaren F1. It's not the Mercedes McLaren. That's what I keep trying to say. You guys might be hearing me say that, but it's not. It's just the McLaren F1. Triple seater. And, oh, that one fell out now. There we go. Love the silver. This is very much like a launch color. I remember, I think all the posters back in the day had a silver one. I know there's a number of colors, but the one I remember distinctly is the silver one. And I grew up in the 90s. I was born in 88, grew up in the 90s. So love the 5-spoke rims, nice and simple on this thing. Great rear tampo work. Great tampo work across the top and in front. And it's interesting. So McLaren, I talked about this the other day with somebody, I think at Cars and Coffee or something, that the Triple F collection was really one of the most like complete collections of F1. Wow. The Triple F collection was one of the most complete Mercedes. Wow. The Triple F collection was one of the most complete McLaren collections that was in the United States. And they have since sold off most of their cars. So I know there was that one set that went to Tom Hurtley, who brokered the deal for all of those McLarens. That was a really cool set of cars, but that's overseas. I believe the buyer was probably overseas too. I don't think we have any info on the buyer. I think that was still private, but yeah. The chance to see some of those McLarens, all of them, like having somebody have all of them, like the Sabre, the Senna, the F1, the Speedtail, Elva, like all of that, that's going to be really hard to do now. Unless you see that specific collection that had all the specific red and orange ones. Well, I guess it was like McLaren orange or whatever it was. They're all the same color. Triple F did not have that. So anyway, here we've got the 1997 Mercedes-Benz CLK-GTR. This one is a hardtop. This is not the Roadster version. It kind of has that pearl glow to it. I don't think the F1 had the same pearl glow. The Porsche definitely has like a pearl glow to it. I guess the F1 has it a little bit. It's more noticeable on the Porsche and the Mercedes. That's just such a gorgeous car. And I was able to see a Roadster version of these in person at Curated in Miami, Florida. And congratulations to them, because I believe they're moving into a new building very soon, which is awesome. Great tampo work on this thing. Golly day, that is a good looking car. And that spoiler is plastic. It is not metal, so it is sticking up out of there. It's probably, it might be the interior color, part of the interior, but it is not a metal spoiler. It is a plastic spoiler, so keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and open up, is it Fleet Flyer? I should be careful, I should go the other way. There we go. And this is, yeah, Fleet Street, sorry, Fleet Street. Fleet Street is one of the cooler haulers that they've got. Oh, I forgot that there's rubber bands in there for that. So many rubber bands. Hopefully these rubber bands in the future for people who keep things boxed. More power to you, that's great. I do keep some things in the box. But hopefully these rubber bands do not deteriorate like the rubber bands from the box sets of the 90s and 2000s, because golly day, those things ruined the cars. I've opened a number of sets now from back in the day that had rubber bands on those cars, and that's why I said I prefer the wire, because the wire would go under the wheels like this, and sure, it'd be tough to get out. Maybe it might ruin the wheels. I don't know. I don't think a lot of people, you know, used those cars or opened up those sets. But in the future, like I did, I started opening some of those sets, and the wire ones definitely held together way better because the rubber bands just eat away at the paint on the cars. But yeah, Fleet Street, it's got a long enough ramp that basically touches the ground. I think it actually, yeah, can, when you're like that touches the ground. So you're able to load a pretty low car, which I don't think, yeah, the Mercedes isn't going to fit. I don't think any one of these, well, the McLaren does. So the McLaren can fit up on there. I don't think the Mercedes or the Porsche will probably fit on that. And it does come off the track. So here is that. You can just snap it back on, and then it actually does snap into place here at the full forward position. None of the wheels come off, but it's still cool. It's got a lot of nice tampo work. This one's nice and clean. No liveries on it or anything like that. And you better hope you have a low car to be able to see those taillights, because if you're up high, you won't be able to see them. You have to see them from much farther away, so keep your distance, right? All right, let's go ahead and move to the 1997 Porsche 911 Porsche GT1. Like I said, this set is really cool, because I believe this is the first time we've seen this car in premium. I'm trying to think if we've seen this car ever. I know there's a mainline Porsche similar to that one. I think the same kind of class. I forget what that is off the top of my head. I've got a couple of those. So I bought those way back in the day because I thought they were cool. Not way back in the day, like as a child, but probably like 4 or 5 years ago at this point. Man, that paint job, that looks like the best out of all. It glows more than the other two by far. That blue hue to it, and I have a lot of yellow light in here. It does have a plastic spoiler as well. Kind of has a Carrera GT rear end, doesn't it? I think that's where they got the styling from. I guess if you squint hard enough, it maybe looks like that. Great tampo work up front. Nice Porsche logo, little Porsche logo. Looks... I don't know why it looks off-centered. It's not, though. Love the mirrors on it. What a cool car. So there you have it. There is the Hot Wheels Premium set with the 911 GT1, the McLaren F1, I finally got that correct, and the 1997 Mercedes-Benz CLK-GTR, which is, again, still a really cool car. Let me know if you were able to find this set on the pegs. Let me know which one is your favorite. If you like automotive and diecast content, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. If you like this video, give it a like. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next one, have a good one.